What's up, witches? I'm Taylor.
And I'm Amber.
And this is
Waking Up the Witch. We're your neighborhood witches. Each week, we talk about all things witchy and connect with other humans in a storytelling format about navigating life on this floating rock.
We're two curious ladies trying to understand the human experience. But while we do that, we think it's important to honor the people that lived here before us and honor the cultures and traditions that we're being inspired by.
This podcast is about waking up the witch, which means we are learning and growing every day. That being said, we are always open to feedback on how we can do better.
The views and opinions of our guests don't necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Waking Up the Witch. Now, let's go, ghouls. Hey, Amber.
Hey, Taylor.
How's it going?
I feel like this has been the best week of my life in a long time.
Why?
So many things. I mean, we've been working out together for a few weeks now, and I'm really feeling in the groove of that and like motivated, and it feels really good to be moving my body that way each day and doing it with my gal pal.
I think it raises your vibration as well.
Completely. It's a really nice form of meditation. So I've been enjoying that, but I haven't even opened up Moonbees to the public yet, and people are finding me and calling me and trying to locate my business, and I'm like, I'm
Booking appointments.
not open yet, but oh my god, I'm so excited. And they're just like, we need more of this. I can't wait to come visit your shop. And then,
I've bought something every time I've been here. So it's not even open yet.
There's so much great stuff, and like my dream of being accepted in this community is happening, and I haven't even opened the doors. And then getting now 3 complete stranger bookings this week. I did 2 clients in my shop this weekend. They were friends, and I guess the story goes because I met Sunday with the main gal who found me. They were all in Vegas and like saw a psychic and got great readings, and for her the psychic was like, you need to pay someone to get you back into alignment. Like, you are so out of whack and you need to find a professional who can help you get back into in alignment. And so she searched all Southern Oregon, all the way to Grants Pass and down, trying to find somebody local, found several different Reiki practitioners and kept coming back to my page. And ultimately, she resonated most with what I had to say and booked with me, and then shared with all her girlfriends in their group chat. And then another one of the friends booked with me for the day before her session. So I did a past life reading for her on Saturday, and oh my god, it was just so validating to be able to connect like with the community and read for people and have it be meaningful for them and to be validated in the work that I do. That just feels so good, and to know that I am actually making a difference in these people's lives and helping them. And the main woman who found me, working with her on Sunday, like that was so incredibly powerful and beautiful. And I got to do my first Reiki drumming session for anyone. I did for her, and that was just really beautiful. I'm just so fucking grateful because I'm still quote unquote under construction and people are finding me and they need me, and it just feels so good to be in alignment with what I have been dreaming up for the past however many years, 5+ years.
I think that the universe is saying, bitch, you're ready. Like, all of it's coming at once.
Yeah. I keep texting you like, do you know this person? Is
Nope.
this someone coming to me because you know them? Like,
Nope.
no, I don't know. Don't know him.
You're ready.
It's like, yeah.
Level up.
Time to make it happen. You've been asking, girl, and it is time. Also kind of interesting that it's happening as soon as all of the planets are all moving forward right now. I think that's kind of interesting. The stars know what's up. Just a really fucking fantastic week. I've enjoyed it. How's your week been?
I don't remember. The overall feeling is good.
Oh, I know what you did.
What?
You chopped your fucking knuckle off.
Oh, I was like, why are you flipping me off? So I had like eczema stuff on my hands at the beginning of the year that got really bad. So I didn't work a whole lot then. And then I was getting into the rhythm of it this week, and I was with a client. Friggin' trigger warning if you have a weak stomach. I guess you don't have to look at it.
She might ask you if you want to see it though.
If you want to see it, DM me. It's nasty. So I was with a client and I was cutting her hair as I fucking do. And I have no idea how it happened. I cut off my knuckle on my left middle finger. I like looked down at it and I said, oh fuck. And then I looked at the scissors and I was like, oh fuck. 'Cause there was just a chunk of skin and it wasn't even bleeding because it was so deep. And I just like put my thumb on it really quick to hold pressure on it. And she's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I think I cut off my knuckle. I didn't even say I think. I just like nonchalantly was like, no, I cut off my knuckle. And she was like, what? And she's like, do you have a paper towel? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like about to start walking to the bathroom to find one. And she was like, you have some here. And then I like
Aw.
put it on and she bandaged it for me. And then I finished her haircut. And then Allison brought me some hydrogen peroxide because I was like, hey, I need help like putting this bandage on or whatever. Can you please come help me? Because I was supposed to do her hair. And she looked at it and was like, you need stitches.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to a couple nurses and they were like, that I didn't think that's what it looked like. Like, you need stitches right now. So I went, they gave me 3 stitches. She tried to numb my finger and it didn't work. So they raw dogged the stitches and I almost puked and passed out because it hurt. And it's really not that bad. Honestly,
getting the
healing.
stitches was probably like the worst of all of
Yeah,
it.
the cutting off the knuckle didn't hurt that bad. And it's healing really nicely. There's like some bruising where they put the numbing in, but all in all, I mean, I don't recommend it, but it wasn't like horrible. Having eczema on my hands is 10 times more painful than cutting literally parts of my body off. If that gives anyone an idea of like what I've been suffering with.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
that's
been
not
really
good.
bad.
Because maybe now I'll just cut my whole fucking hand off next time the eczema hurts.
No, I don't have to feel anything. Don't do that.
I won't do that. I need them. I'm grateful for that. As soon as I did it, I was like, why the hands? Why? I'm like looking up at the sky and at the universe. And I'm like, what's with the hands? I don't understand. Like, and so it is, what's the date today? Today is the 24th of January, and I've worked about 5 days this month. So I've just been kicking it. It's been really nice.
It's been good.
Yeah. All my bills are paid. I'm not really stressing.
Hell yeah.
I think if I could work like 6 days a month and pay all my bills, that'd be cool. I could focus on money from other
Yeah,
things.
you can.
I think I can, yeah.
Yeah, you totally can.
So sometimes I miss working, but it'll happen when it happens.
I think the universe is just telling you need to take some time off right now.
Yeah, besides
Things keep
COVID,
happening.
this is the least amount I've ever worked in my entire life. I've always been like hustling my whole life. And so it's nice to have a little bit of a break. Yeah. I'm also like now that all the planets are straight, I don't know, I'm not tripping as much about like, oh, I have to do all this spiritual growth all the time and I've got to be doing this, this, and this. I'm just feeling like fine existing.
Yeah.
And being grateful for what I have. I think that that's something I've been working on a long time is I always want more of this. Like once I have this amount of money, I'll be happier. When I have this outfit or whatever, my body looks this way and I'm just feeling real content.
That is a perfect feeling.
Yeah, feels good.
feel like we get
Maybe the gym is helping. I think
yeah,
that
totally.
working out for me over the last, I think that I've been like on and off with my fitness journey for about 6 years. And it's sometimes consistent and sometimes not, but it always comes back to like my mental health is so much better when I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
I feel very clear-headed, and
Mhm.
it felt really good too to be able to do that before seeing clients this week and just being like, I fucking got this. I'm connected. I'm clear.
Yeah,
No
and
bullshit going
all
on.
like my other self-care things I do when I'm doing it. I think it's cuz maybe mentally you're like, "Oh, I did the hard stuff." So like
Mm,
washing my face and brushing my teeth don't seem as hard or
mhm.
daunting anymore.
Yeah. I'm getting better
Same
at
with
taking my
laundry,
vitamins
and
again too,
I
and
need to stop taking mine cuz my kidneys were hurting.
oh yeah,
So,
that's fair. That's
I
probably a
need to
good
talk
idea.
to my doctor about that.
It's all about balance.
Yes. So, we had our first like real stranger guest
Yeah.
today, someone that I have followed online for at least a couple of years. She is a holistic hairstylist and does energy work
Mhm.
with her hair services. She is much more multifaceted than I ever
Oh
knew.
yeah. She
And
has taken so many different types of courses and gotten so many different types of certificates, and just always seems to be expanding and growing as a human in this world, whether it's for herself or to be able to help others on their journey. I loved her energy. I loved her drive. I love what she's doing and that she's being called to help others
mhm.
discover that within their own businesses as well.
I had goosebumps the whole time, and at one point was trying not to cry because I was just
Mm-hmm.
like felt very like turned on, like activate, not
Mm-hmm.
horny, but like activated.
Totally activated.
So I
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, just another reality check. Like we're here, we're doing it, we're doing what we're doing. We're talking to amazing people that are doing important things, and this is just still the beginning. She's just a fascinating human being, and I really enjoyed just talking to her.
Yeah, I did too. That it's a shorter interview, but I felt like we were in this little bubble with her, and it just felt perfect. Everything aligned in the time that she needed to get on to being a badass babe in the world, making more magic happen.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, I love spiritual people talking about making fucking money because it's there
Mhm.
again. There is nothing spiritual about being broke. We live in this fucking society, matrix, whatever. We live in this space where to play the game, you gotta
Mhm.
have the coin. And so get the fucking coin and play the game because then you can do more
While
things.
still following your soul's desires.
If you are in alignment, it will come.
Yes. It fucking does.
And I mean, you have to work on your blockages as well because I mean, most people I know didn't grow up with money. Most
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
I'm close to didn't grow up with money. So there is that can be that scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
So just like living your truth and not worrying about that is when it will start coming in.
Yeah, that's been a huge journey for me myself, working on that, because I didn't grow up with money, didn't grow up with a lot, and I was the oldest and had to really help like step up and take care of the family.
Totally.
And, my whole life I've spent working really, really hard for not a lot of money, and, stressed paycheck to paycheck for a very long time. And it's been a whole rewiring in my brain that even now, like getting those bookings from those strangers, I was like, I could say no right now. Like
Mhm.
my body was, the first inclination was to decline the appointment, when it's like literally I've been asking for this. I deserve this. I've been working hard for this, and it's time to make money, girl.
Mhm.
Put on your crown and let's do this.
Yes. It's what is crazy about society in America, American society. The less work that you do, the more money you make. in a sense. So like you get to a point, so like the more laborious jobs are the ones being paid the least amount, and then the people above
100%.
them are making the more money. And I don't know what I'm trying to get at, which that's just crazy to me. But also I'm at a point now where I've worked my fucking ass off.
Mhm.
I make more in a day than I used to make in a week working like 60 hours. And so it's like, I don't know what my fucking point is. It's crazy. I just feel like once you get to that point,
You've got
then
to
you
align
can,
yourself with that, and you got to know your worth. And yeah, like going back to there's nothing spiritual about being broke. Like you have to make your money. You need money to survive and do the things that you need, but also that you want.
Especially nowadays.
And it is infinite for us.
Mhm.
And we just need to make it happen and get out of our own way and get creative and follow our soul's desires, because there is money to be made with that too.
Yeah, I feel like ever since COVID, there was this like COVID first starting, there was this energetic shift of people quitting their shitty corporate jobs to do things that are creative. And some lady making fucking purses at home is now a millionaire, or like dyeing scarves, or literally just doing whatever the fuck you want. It's the easiest time in history, I think, to be a millionaire.
Totally.
With the internet.
Absolutely.
So, and then you watch all these people, and in my mind, I'm like, they can do it, I can do it. Like, fuck that. That sounds so easy.
You just have to align yourself.
Let's do it.
Align yourself with money and align yourself with your passions and get to work.
Yeah, and like she said, it's an energy. It is a frequency. The currency of money is just energetic. And so thinking of money as neutral, not good nor bad, not being afraid to make those transactions, and just thinking of it as an energy.
Yeah.
Boom.
I also like how she talked about like, what do you charge an hour? No matter what you're doing, whether you are cutting hair or dyeing hair or doing an energetic service, because those are all things that she does within her business. And no matter what it is, it's the same dollar per hour that she charges. And just getting aligned with that, knowing your value.
That's how I run my business.
That makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I make sure that maybe not as many people book color appointments because it is really expensive, because I need to make sure I'm not losing fucking money on me doing your color. Like, that's
not to
dumb.
mention supplies.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Which is so fucking expensive.
Like, if I charge the same amount for a haircut as I did for the color, then I'm still losing money because it's not covering my product.
Totally.
So my color has to be 20% more than a haircut appointment. Yeah, I put it out there. If it's important to people, then they'll book it. But otherwise, also it's specific to curly hair. So
yeah,
if you don't want your curls fucked up or damaged or to look crazy, because coloring curls is different than straight hair, then you'll know where to find me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come to Grants Pass
Electric Soul Hair Company. I don't have a sign. Good luck finding it. Everybody's bitching about it. I'm like, buy me a sign then. I don't have any money right now.
We should make that a goal for ourselves. We both have the same issue right now.
Let's
get it done.
I sent in my thing. I was just
okay. You're ahead of me.
Yeah.
Damn.
I already sent it into the company.
This is something I have to do. Anyways, I really hope that you enjoy this episode. It's very inspiring, very uplifting. I'm changing my prices later today.
Oh, good.
I think I really, it's something I was considering after these bookings of like, I've already stretched myself a year ago to the prices I have now, and I'm about to open, and I'll probably do big discounts when I first open to match the prices I'm at now, but they're going up, baby.
Yeah, I think that
I put so much fucking love and work into what I do.
Money.
Yeah, and money.
And time.
Yeah.
I think that when your prices are higher and some people can't afford it, it makes up for it with the people that can. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely.
do it. Nobody else is doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
So if they don't go, try to find it somewhere else. Is what I always think. I'm like, you'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
I will see you later. And it's not like when I was working in fine dining, they was telling like the owner or the manager or whatever was like, it's not your job to spend other people's money. So don't look at somebody and think, oh, they look like they can't afford something and treat them different, because 9 times out of 10 those people are going to tip you better than somebody that's like, I know the owner.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, it's not your job to figure out how like people are going to afford you. I have people that work minimum wage jobs, but it's a priority to them that they take care of their hair and they come see me, so they save. And then
And
there's
people who
people
drive 2 hours to come see you because
exactly.
no one else can do it.
So yeah, just know your worth. Also know your worth. If you just started doing something, maybe don't charge $500 for whatever you're doing. Like, learn the skill, know what you got, price yourself the way that you feel in alignment.
Yeah. And then reevaluate. Enjoy. So let's go ahead and take a moment to connect our energy. If you feel called to, go ahead and close your eyes at this time. And let's start with 3 deep grounding breaths. Breathing in and release. And breathing in once more. And release. And this last breath, breathing in all the love from the universe. And releasing any stagnant energy that's no longer serving you today. I'd like to call in our higher selves, our spirit team, and ancestors to be here with us in this beautiful moment to connect with another incredible soul. Please allow for whatever is meant to come through today to be for the highest light and the highest good for all involved. Thank you for this other opportunity. We're so grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Hello.
Hi. So excited for our guest today. Ashley, welcome.
Could you introduce yourself and kind of tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Ashley Walker, and I am an energetic business coach for hairstylists. And I have a program called Becoming Light that is a 90-day program where I essentially help people to design an inner and outer beauty experience for their clients so that they can essentially learn how to ethically, credibly, incorporate healing work into their salon business without the hustle.
Love that so much.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Smash and hustle culture.
While still making money.
Yes, baby.
So on Waking Up the Witch, we like to get down to like the why and how you got into this and where your spiritual journey started. So if you could just kind of walk us through how you got into this. Some people start from the very beginning, like
being little witchy children.
Yeah, how they grew up.
I know. I was going to say, I was like, wow, I'm like, that's such an open-ended question. I was like, how much time do you have to answer this question?
Yes. Give us your stories.
Yeah, I mean, I can start probably 6 years ago would probably be the best way for me to start. I think most of us who identify as spiritual or woo-woo or whatever word you want to use for it, have had that inkling since we were children and may have had the forgetting disease because we get caught into our humanness of our matrix, linear driven life. And then we get to some process of our remembrance. And usually it is a painful moment because pain can be the touchstone to spiritual growth. So I've had different touchstones, so to speak, in my life, and some of that has been in sobriety. I've been sober since 2005, which is a deeply spiritual program and way of life, whether or not you subscribe to a 12-step program or not. But it is very much a spiritual dis-ease that causes the underlying addiction. And that was actually during the time when I decided to become a hairdresser. I have a background in journalism and psychology. I became a hairdresser. When I got sober, there was this just ping from the universe of service and artistry. And I really loved that. Very dynamic, loved working with my hands, and loved that feeling of helping people. I think what allowed me to excel as a journalist was this love of people's stories. So when I became a hairdresser in 2006, I love people's stories. And what I realized was, as I am so incredibly empathic, meaning that everybody in the salon told me shit. I absorbed everybody's energy in the salon. And as I got older, because at first you're in your 20s and you think, you're in your 20s, you're more durable. You can sleep less, you can have energy.
Yeah.
You can live off of cigarettes and coffee for 8 hours, starve yourself, and then you get older and you realize, oh wow, I can't do this anymore. And that was the beginning of a new level of spiritual experience where I was getting older. I had done all the good girl things in traditional salon business, right? Like so many things, right? Our career is so dynamic. You can teach, you can, train apprentices, you can own your own salon, you can be an independent, you can do editorial hair, like you can work for a product company or a color line. I dabbled in all of them. And yet I still had this longing, right? And anybody who walks a spiritual path is doing so because there's some incongruency, whether or not they're able to articulate it or not. And that was where I am. Like, you're both are healers, so you recognize that you are a multidimensional being. So we are physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual self, which means that it's all interrelated. So if something's going on physically with us, we feel that on those other levels. And that was what my burnout became.
Yeah.
Wow.
And unfortunately, burnout, it's like we're standing on a glass floor and we look and we see how far we can fall. And that was kind of a moment for me where I thought, oh my gosh. And I let it go on for probably years. And I just felt so burned out physically. Like my body hurt, it ached. I'd had back surgery. I'd had so much physical therapy. I was also on my basic needs level feeling really financially burned out. I wasn't as successful as I thought I would be, even though I worked in luxury salons and had all of the, pretty marks on my resume. I was feeling really emotionally burned out. I was feeling emotionally unfulfilled, particularly because of the hustle culture and the double booking and the triple booking. And my clients have been coming to me for years, treating me as a therapist, right? Because I'd been with them for over a decade at that point. I was mentally burnt out, meaning that I knew that taking another razor cutting class or a business class or an editorial moment, like it wasn't gonna satisfy that itch in the way that it did earlier in my career.
Yeah.
And then that spiritual burnout, which is you have that moment sometimes where you wake up and you go, is this all there is?
It's like, this is what we do every day, really.
Yep.
Exactly. You wake up and you're like, oh, is that it?
Yeah.
And that was really what it was 6 years ago. And I think that God, universe, source, whatever is the least triggering word for you, comes in many different forms, and it's coming to you every day, whether or not you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, yeah, I hear you. And other times you're like, nope. And desperation to listen. And it came in the form of my client, Angela, 6 years ago. Amazing, fabulous, like psychotherapist. I come from Washington, D.C. I have a whole like East Coast vibe. And which means that we're very like mental type A. And so like I wasn't woo-woo-y at all whatsoever. And but she had her degree in psychotherapy and was talking about energy medicine. And I thought, I don't know. And she started talking to me about Donna Eden. It's like a very popular Western energy healer, and gave me some of her videos and some of her exercises. One of them is really famous, called like the zip up technique, to zip up like before you go into the salon.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I did it for that entire week, and I noticed a difference. And it was so compelling that then I started to pay for energy work. Because I mean, totally, right?
Yeah.
And because we're empathic, because of our time and experience and the tens of thousands of hours clocked behind the chair with people. We are just such fine-tuned energy DJs already. So that when I had my first energetic healing session, it was like a lightning bolt that went up through my entire body. And I felt so much. And then it was such a ease and mental clarity. And I felt like myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was the thing that I had been looking for probably most of my life, maybe not just even my career. It was so compelling, right? And so you're like, oh, I didn't even know this existed. Like, I thought this was bullshit. And then I just, so of course I continue to, we go on our path, right? And sometimes it's like crystals and oil and psychic readings and Akashic record readings and all the things, right? You go to the whole spiritual buffet. And that's what I did. I went on a journey of self-discovery and then decided to get formal education and training. And, and I did that for many years and started to basically come up with my own adaptation of like what's working, what's not working. Cause obviously like working in a salon, like it's really different when you would facilitate this work in a salon experience versus a healing light center. And what's like the sweet spot where we're going to be able to get our clients the results and still be able to do a balayage and know we're really making good on providing an exemplary experience for our clients instead of like, let me hurry up and, get your hair done and get you in and out and treat it like a conveyor belt service. Because most people don't want that.
Yeah. Wow. So many things. Yeah. I did have chills the whole time. Yeah. So I recently just moved into my own space because I felt like I couldn't provide the type of service while my client's laying at the bowl. I do this detox service where I'm also doing a healing service. And then I have a coworker in the corner talking about her drunk uncle. And I'm like, this is not relaxing for my guest. And so I was like, okay, I got to get my own space. So how do you separate like the two?
Yeah, it was one of the things. I have a free masterclass for people to watch. And that's one of the roadblocks that came my way. It was a lot about, oh my gosh, I have to have the perfect setting and I have to have the perfect vibe and the lighting's got to be the way and the music's got to be the way and all that stuff, right? And a lot of that is our addiction to perfectionism, right? Because the truth is when you're deeply steeped in the work and you know and you live the tools and it's embodied in you, they work regardless of whether or not Sally and her uncle are talking about getting wasted. You know what I mean? And a lot of that has to do with our own negative ego and being like, what are they going to think of me? Is this valuable? Am I worthy? Right? Because the human crux is so much of worthiness.
So relatable. Wow.
So did you did you get Reiki training? And like what kind of, you said you mastered like multiple different things. So what did you go take and do?
So I'm going to list it real quick. I have a variety of crystal healing certifications, right? Like there's no accrediting body in crystal healing. So ultimately you have to use the tools that work for you to get the results. Because ultimately our clients are paying for the results. I have background in NLP, EFT, shamanism. I am a Celtic shaman. I also have I am a Reiki master. I'm also an empathic Reiki master. I am also a Healing Touch board certified practitioner. I have a background in therapeutic touch. I also now have a background and a certification from the International Association of Trained Counselors and Therapists. I'm also a modern mystery school initiate. I'm a ritual master under that lineage of mystery school. I'm a life activation practitioner. And I think I covered all of it.
Wow.
Damn, girl.
Hell yeah.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I know. What's funny? I was watching this reel of the super cute hairdresser who I love. I'm now in Austin, Texas. And she has the cutest fucking videos of her like roller skating and stuff to like show her clients obviously like more beyond hair. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, gosh, she's so fucking cute. And I thought, what do I do in my free time? And I'm like, wow. Well, I love coaching. I love working with other hairstylists. And then if I'm not doing that, then I'm doing hair. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm doing healing. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm learning.
That's what is fun for you.
They say you die when you stop learning. I think that's amazing. I totally resonate with that. I feel like I'm always connected to like what's next, what can I add to my spiritual toolbox, and to be able to be of service to other people. I just think that's so beautiful. All the different avenues you've gone down on your spiritual journey, and to be able to incorporate that into your own business and help other business, owners do the same thing. Hell yeah.
I do think you need some child play, though. We're big on inner child play over here.
We both actually I have a pair of rollerblades, and she has roller skates here in my office. And so we have like this big, long space. We always talk about doing it. We've yet to actually do it. But maybe today we'll put on the skates.
Yeah, in honor of you.
Last night Anthony and I were going to get ramen. It's really cold and rainy here in Texas, and we went. We did like a 15-minute drive to take out. I wasn't ready to go out eat in a restaurant, but I was totally cool to go take a drive for takeout. And we were dancing in the car the whole way there and back.
Yes.
And
That's great playtime.
It's been really powerful lately, for sure.
So I wrote down a few questions here because I knew you didn't have a lot of time, so I really want to streamline this. Sometimes we just end up hanging out. So, okay. So your services do you package everything? Is it like a bundled thing? Do you mind talking about price point and stuff like that?
Not at all. Not at all. Okay. I mean, a lot of that's like what I customize to people. Like when they work with me, we have to do a lot of customization, right? Like it's not a cookie cutter, 1, 2, 3, copy my business, make it yours.
Right.
What I know to be true is like, yeah, like when you're doing an experience, like you cannot multitask. Like, this, like you can't be on Instagram on your phone and talk to your loved one. Right. So like, why would you do that in your business with your salon clients? So you need to be working one-on-one with them. So and then also you need to learn about money and business. And unfortunately, what has happened in a lot of our traditional salon culture is we are charging by service, but it's price bajiggity all over the place. So everything is up and down, which doesn't make any sense. And our walk in our wealth identity and money is deeply, deeply spiritual. And we need to come into correct alignment for ourselves or congruency within ourselves. Otherwise, we're creating havoc on our central nervous system every time there's an exchange of money, i.e. energy.
Absolutely.
So then you're like, okay, well, your worth is times infinity, right? Like you're not actually like only worth $200, $100 an hour, but we live in the matrix. So like, what do you want to be priced at? And nobody can tell you that. Like, yeah, you got to get down to some of your data, right? Like what's your color cost? Like what is the cost to operate your business? But ultimately, like you need to come into congruency with like what's actually going to honor what you're worth and like the value that you bring to the table. And that's part of why I offer and I train people so exquisitely to be masters at this work, because usually people are totally afraid to raise their prices because they haven't done anything in their business of real inherent value to raise the bar to command a higher price point. So absolutely. A lot of it, so it is on sessions, packages, hourly pricing, services, whatever you want to call it, but it's still along the premise of your value is the same hour to hour to hour, whether you're facilitating a healing session or a haircut or a balayage.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I've started to run my business in the last couple of years, is just making sure I'm know what I'm going to make on the hour, every hour throughout the day, because otherwise it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Now I want to raise my prices. Good pep talk.
Like I wrote a post about it today, which here's what everybody else does. Like you open up your business, you look at what everybody else is doing, and then you price it $5 to $15 like difference in order to stay competitive. But the truth is that then you're basing your pricing and your experience and your business model based on potentially other people's scarcity mindset.
Yes. Damn.
Absolutely. Do people seek out just your healing services, or do you do that like separately as well?
5,000%.
Okay.
Yeah, people seek me out separately for healing because I have a lot of stuff under my tool belt. Like some of my stuff is represented on my website, but everything that I offer, because as you know, I just listed like like all the I had. So I list a little bit, but ultimately that comes in during the intake on what is going to be proper for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have done private sessions for people. Some of them are in salons, some of them are outside the salon. I also will do some remote work. As you know, you have a background in
Mm-hmm.
Reiki, so you can facilitate
Yeah.
remote work at the master level. So it's just up to you.
Can you, if you want to share, can you walk us through kind of what an appointment with you looks like if they're coming into the salon?
I mean, everything is customized to them. So I really do a proper consultation. I also do have proprietary information that, for the purposes of my program, I do want to keep private.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
Totally.
a lot of it is based on having people come in for a consultation and really making it prescriptive, just because I want to hold space for it, right? Like, I think that most of you know that a consultation um, is usually something that would be rushed. Like when I was younger, they would be like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
like hurry up and fit that in." And so that needs to have proper time for that. And so I
So
really want
important.
to take somebody in. And I feel like that's a big difference between what is an experience versus like what's just like coming in for a haircut. Like you have to take time to be really thoughtful and intentional. Um, and I definitely give my students like a lot of scripts on like how to do that and like how to bridge that gap and how to communicate better, like in a way when you open up like a holistic beauty and healing service for people and like what that can look like. um but ultimately, like, I want to take that in first and then design a plan for them and then figure out, like, if that sounds good.
Yeah.
Love that.
But I think one of my favorite questions that I ask people is just like, what do you need today?
Mm-hmm. And that could be
Mm-hmm.
different every appointment that they come in.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Exactly.
and you are basing off of like their needs instead of them just coming to you and saying, like, I need Reiki or I need this. Like, you can, in a consultation, dig deeper and figure out what exactly they do need because they might not know.
No, a lot of times they don't know.
When you first started doing it, I'm curious as to if somebody came in for just a haircut and didn't know that you did energy work, um, and you offer that, like, are some people weirded out by that? Have you had clients that you've converted over the years that were, like you said, how you were like, that sounds like bullshit?
Yeah, I think your clients are always a reflection of you, right? So it's always the mirror. So just like when it comes to money, like everything that's happening monetarily is a reflection of us, and it's like the same thing. Like it's the same thing along that adage of your vibe attracts your tribe. And because I'm very academic, I had in DC a lot of clients who are very academic and they had
Mm-hmm.
PhDs and were clinical psychologists, and I needed to have that information so that I could meet them there in the consultation. But that's not to say that that would be everybody's cup of tea to speak to their clients in that way. They may want to come from a place of more fun and joy when they're
Yeah.
communicating it. For me, I had those relationships with my clients that lasted over a decade, and it wasn't a problem because I'd already built that know, like, and trust factor for a
Yeah.
decade.
And they just see
Absolutely.
you transforming in front of their own eyes too, I'm
Mhm.
sure. You're like, "Oh,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
I'm sure
digging
you
on
guys.
crystals this time."
It's
Let
beautiful.
me tell you a little bit about amethyst.
Exactly.
So, we typically ask our guests what's one thing that you do for self care that's really important to you that you make a priority in your life.
Rituals.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
What do those look like for you?
Um, as a mystery school initiate, you're handed down specific energetic rituals to help protect you, your energetic field, to block out any of the shadow or the negative ego so that the hierarchy of light can speak through you and you can be more of a clean conduit. So it actually makes me a better energy healer. It makes me a better coach. It makes me a better communicator in this moment. So I can come
mm,
from more of a space of like heart centered truth. It also clears out mental chatter.
Mm,
A lot of it is also properly gridding and sanctifying my space so that it feels really good as well.
amazing.
I love that. I'm gonna have to look up mystery school.
Yeah, I'll write it down.
And then the other question that we really love to ask our guests is, what is one thing that you would like to tell your younger self? younger self yesterday or a younger self when you were 5 years old?
Anytime in between.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything.
Mm. Yes,
Hell
you
yeah, you
can.
That's
I
amazing.
love that.
Do you have a deck that you want to use?
I'm feeling the goddess deck.
Okay, we're gonna grab
sweet.
a oracle deck real quick.
Oh, fun.
We have the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. I'll take a picture of that and share it.
So I was just briefly shuffling, and Artemis flew right out of the deck, and she is our guardian. Her message is, you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected.
Oh my god.
That feels so right. And I will read what Doreen Virtue wrote about Artemis. Like me, you have a sacred mission to spread love and light, yet this isn't a position that comes from tension or worry. Instead, the gentle essence of a joyous heart and light-hearted laughter sets your power into motion. Why would there be any tension in your mind or system unless you believed that you were somehow unsafe? And how could you be unsafe when you've called upon the spiritual warriors to watch over you? Your prayers have activated the flawless protection of heaven. So ease your mind and all cares and concern and concentrate instead upon your holy mission. That makes me want to cry.
Me too.
Well, so good.
Various meanings of this card. Your angels are watching over you and your family. Your future is safe and secure. All your needs are being met and always will be. The worst is now behind you.
Oh,
I love that. That
card
feels
was
so
for you.
perfect.
Yeah.
Last night I'm like, yes.
Oh, I'm so glad we had time to do that.
Yeah, me too. That card's definitely for you right now.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day today to connect with us. You've been on our wish list for a while, and we're just so grateful.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. I forgot. How did we connect anyway? Did you see an ad or what, or do we find each other organically on Instagram?
Yeah, so on my business page, my hairstylist page, I followed you for a while, and then I'm in the Facebook group, so sometimes I watch your lives on Monday. Yep. And then I've toyed with the idea of joining for a while, but I will probably definitely do that after this.
You should. It's gonna be fun. I work with people all the time. Yeah, because a lot of that was what the program started. The program started during COVID, but it wasn't the plan at all. Because I think I was 3 years in the game of incorporating it into the salon and developing my own proof of concept and, making mistakes and all that stuff. And then honing everything. And I was looking to start a salon in DC, and then COVID happened. And I did what you did, which is I got my own suite, and I was going out for business myself. I was pitching investors. It was a whole thing. And then COVID happened, and it was a big face swap.
No.
And we were all sent to our rooms, and we had to get right with what do I actually want to do?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, shit, Ashley, if you had all the resources, right? If money was no object, time, blah, 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 what would you do? And I was like, dude, I would legit teach hairdressers and suite owners and salon owners about energy work and all the things that I know, because it legit transformed my life and my business.
Absolutely. So many people in our industry are sick and, like you were saying, just not happy, burnt out. And I think we all love the connecting with other people part, but then it's the everything else that's fucking draining.
Totes, 100%. And so it initially started out of I was like, well, I don't know how to do this. How do I do this? How do I put this together? And then I found out that I actually had all this information. I didn't realize how much I knew until I was tasked to put together a program. And a lot of it was very much informational, right? Kind of similar to maybe a Reiki level 1 of some sorts, kind of okay, here's some cool foundations. But then what I found is that people weren't talking about it. People were terrified to talk to their clients about it. People were terrified to market it. So many healers are like, I don't know how to do this. I hate marketing. Instagram is gross. Or they were terrified to charge. And so I had to make it a business program. I had to, because healers and money, or people who identify as empathic, just have so much of our money stuff.
Yeah.
And so
Totally.
how do we get into alignment with that? Because you do need more money. Like, it's not only about money. Like, your wealth identity is beyond money, but it's giving you time, it's giving you passion and purpose and all of that. But I do want you to have the resources, because you have contracts with people that I don't have contracts with.
Yeah. And like,
so I need you to go serve those people. I need you to have a huge cup so that you can do all the things with all the people that you have contracts with.
Absolutely.
Hell yes. Fill my
Literally,
money cup, bitch.
the background of my phone right now says, "There's nothing spiritual about being broke. Get that money."
Yeah, for real. Like, I'm on discovery calls with people a lot, and they're like, I'm just gonna wait for the universe to like manifest. And I was like, cut that shit out. Like, you just gotta make it happen and like go all in. But it's been awesome though, because the people who do come in and they do step into the room, like, they get the results, which is dope. It's so cool to watch people who get to double their revenue.
Fuck
And I'm
yeah.
like,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Sold.
I'm like, yeah.
So if there are other like healers or stylists listening right now, how would they find you? And how does your program work?
So what we do, so first, you can always come to the Facebook group. I'm so glad you're part of the Facebook group, because I have been growing it and having such a good time in it. So I'm glad that you're a part of it. So go to the Facebook group at the holistic, highticketholistic.com. And there's free trainings every single week. I hop in there. I give so much value for free. And there's also a ton of case studies of hairdressers and their stories and the results they've gotten, inner and outer. That's the first point. And then if you really want to jump in and you want to get a session with somebody, with myself or somebody on my team, we do 45-minute sessions, which we call 6-figure empathic blueprint sessions, where we really go over becoming light and if you're a good fit. We have calls instead of a sales page, because I don't want to have people in my program if I can't actually help them. So I only want to work with people that I can help. And so that's why I don't have a sales page and everybody can just come in and all of that. Like, I really want to do the work from an embodied place. So
I love that.
And your program's about 3 months, you said?
It's 90 days. We have a couple different tiers. And so when somebody is like really feeling like a heaven yes, as I call it, when they're feeling like a heaven yes, and then they jump in on our sessions, then we discuss like the different tiers, like what could work for you, and if it's a mutual fit.
Beautiful.
Heaven yes. I'm taking that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
And then your Instagram and your email, or if somebody wants to get in touch with you.
Sure. So the Instagram is the best place. It's at Becoming Ceremony. Yeah, so many fun links, because I'm hosting a in-person live in Portland.
Oh, we live in Oregon.
Yeah. We're in Southern Oregon. We're like 4 hours from Portland.
When is that?
I put it for June because people need 6 months to plan their lives these days. I think COVID really changed the game and stuff like that. So I earmarked it for June, and I just thought it would be fun. My friend Heather has been with me for years on this path, and she said, just come teach at my salon. And I was like, okay. And so I did an Instagram poll, I think maybe 2 months ago, or maybe it was in December, asking the audience, like, what do you want to learn? Like, how much do you want to pay? How many days do you want it for? Do you want a healing session included? And they basically told me what to do. So I said, okay, here you go.
Okay. Is that sold out?
No, not yet. I just announced it 3 days ago, and I pinned it onto the Instagram.
Great. I'll look into that. So since Amber's not a hairstylist, would she be like, are you having other healers that attend as well, or is it just for stylists?
Yeah, other people can come. It's
Let's
fun.
go.
You'll learn a lot.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll come meet you.
Yeah. Like I joked and I just said, I was like, do you want full witch for 2 days? And they were like, we want full witch for 2 days. And I'm like, great. Like, here we go.
We love full witch.
What's the name of the salon?
I think it's going to be a fun crew. One of my students who has been with me for I think 2 years now, she's going. I think she just wants to have the experience, right? Like it would just be so fun for
Yeah.
us to all get together. Yeah.
I love that. What's the name of the salon you're going to be at?
It is Sparrow Salon PDX. I think I just pinned it on my Instagram.
Okay, I found it. I'll share it
Like
on
a
our
day.
page as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a little flyer. I asked my guy Andy to design a cute one. So
Oh, that's so
Wonderful.
cute. Okay. Nice. I recognize some of those people that have liked this. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll come hang.
So fun.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it. It was awesome chatting
So
with you.
grateful. This episode was audio engineered by Rachel Ludeman.
Find us on TikTok and Instagram at Waking Up the Witch.
Please email us your witchy stories, ghost stories, corrections, and advice questions to wakingupthewitch@gmail.com.
Love you.
Love you.